Market update here on the 25th. So clear fifth wave here. It just kind of depends on if this is only wave 1 of 5 for the fifth wave, or this could be the top of the fifth wave. We don't know yet. It looks like there might be a little bit more higher here. The options chain has a lot of 340 calls, so I thought it would finish below 340, and maybe it still will. And honestly, I thought this was the top right here. But again, it's trying to go higher here, it looks like. So there could be a little bit more. We'll see tomorrow, I guess. But really, this is pretty much finished. And I see two options for this going forward. If we look at this whole move, if this were a third wave of a third wave, which it's certainly long enough, I would want it to get outside the parallel lines from this right here. But again, look where that's at. That's all the way up here at 370. Do you really think it's going to melt up that much more? And the longer it takes, let's say it takes all the way till July, it has to get to 390. Like, it's not a third wave. So then we go back to what it most likely is, WXY, and my target is set right here. 351, 352. There's a gap fill at 348. There's also a gap fill at 359. But I don't think there's that much higher to go. And then if we measure this move right here, if this is the first wave, let's say it's finished or goes a little bit higher. Third wave would take us to 348. Pullback, 352. There you go. So my first thought is this is probably wave 1. And it's going to look like this. So I'm currently short right now. If it keeps on melting up here, then at least my puts are for like September, and they're in the money. But I'm pretty confident in a short here. We should see some kind of a sell-off, and I'll show you why on a few other stocks as well. And that's the first scenario. The second scenario is, let's say the fifth wave topped out here, and this was ABC, this was X. This might just be A as well. So A, pullback B, C wave higher. Although this seems a little bit less likely because this would take a while to get down here, first of all. And then second of all, to melt up again like this would take another couple of months. So we'll see which one plays out. But I think that somewhere between 350 and 360 should be the top. The only way it goes higher than that, in my opinion, would be if we just made this into a bigger ABC move. So something like this. So we could turn this whole thing into a pullback B, C wave higher. So again, I think there should be a pullback here. And again, there's a lot of calls at 340 for today, and they don't seem to care about them. I don't understand that, but okay, we'll see if it pulls back tomorrow. SPY, a little bit different pattern, and honestly, I think that I'm leaning towards at this point. It could go either way. It could be a diagonal, but I'm also leaning towards it potentially still being this. Expanded flat down here where this is ABC, ABC lower, and then we melt up one more time. If it keeps on going higher and breaks the high here, there's a gap to fill at 422, and I'd also be looking up here at the August highs to complete this move. So I guess the move to the high 420s would match up with QQQ going up to 352 right now. And the move down to 395 would match up with QQQ coming down here probably to the low 300 to 310 before moving up higher. So take your pick. Either one of them is possible. Meta already had this up here. Looks like it's in its fifth wave right here. I originally thought this was finished, and maybe it is still finished, but I would look for, based on this, not much higher, maybe 260, something like that. NVIDIA, I have the monthly chart pulled up right here. I think we are finishing off the overall third wave that started back in 2002. You can see I have it all pulled up here. We have 1, 2, 3. We should get a fourth wave started later this summer or into the fall. And on this third wave, we are sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Zooming in here now, we obviously finished the third wave today up here at 394, and I am looking for at least a pullback to 362, maybe all the way down here to 340, 350, before another move higher that could go all the way up to 450 to 500. I mean, it could be a smaller one too and barely get above the top of this third wave, but this is finishing out the overall third wave, so that's why it's so explosive. People don't understand how that works, but third waves are the most explosive. And then after that, we should get a lot of chop, probably for, who knows, it could be a couple of years of chop. This is a 20-year cycle, this third wave. So a fourth wave, let's see how long the second wave took. The second wave didn't take long at all, actually. It started right here, I guess. Took about 2 years. So we have 1 right here, we have ABC. Took about 2 years and 3 months. So we might get a fourth wave down here that takes about 2 years. Starting in the fall, maybe into 2024. So it's setting up for an epic fall. I don't know as far as price targets go. If I go to arithmetic here, because the log is going to tell me like 120. So the chart looks completely different here. If we use this, you get a more realistic price target. So maybe something down here in the low 300s. If it goes all the way to 500. The log chart tells me back down to 100. You can see the difference here. So look, $100 for the 0.23 fib. So we'll see what happens. $100 would not be, based on the log chart, would not be that out of the realm of possibility. But then there would be an epic move higher after that. Okay, let's go over Tesla. So Tesla is just bouncing here. It looks like a B wave to me. And I think it can come all the way down here to 170 whenever this decides to sell off. If it keeps on going higher here, it doesn't look like an impulsive move. Again, I'm looking for the third wave to end up here somewhere. But I don't know if the fourth wave is finished yet. But Tesla might end up being one of the lead bulls here soon, based on how much more upside it has compared to the other tech stocks, in my opinion. So if we come down here to 170, we would break into the first wave. So that might change my count a little bit, but as long as we hold above here, it could still be a fourth wave. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the overall third wave, pull back, and then go higher. So I have a few shares in that still, but I'm playing some puts as well. Let's go over Apple. Apple, I can see a gap fill coming up. This looks like a B wave to me. If it gap fills, it still would not cross into the first wave right here. So 167 is the gap fill, and then I'm still expecting it to go all the way up to 182 at some point. This could be the first wave as well. It kind of depends on what QQQ ends up doing. Microsoft hit my gap fill target of 326 today, and I mean, if it keeps on going up from here, then all bets are off on how high it wants to go. Again, from March 13th, it's up 25% in 2 months. Like, I know NVIDIA is up even more, up 30% overnight, but even this is a pretty crazy move for 2 months. So, again, I think overall it makes more sense if we get a 10% correction here in QQQ, but maybe that play is too obvious right now and we keep on going all the way up here to 350, 360. It's a 17% move since March 13th. So my puts currently, I have some September 15th, 345 puts. I also sold some puts to pay for part of that, but I am definitely leaning bearish from here. At least for NVIDIA to finish the fourth wave and a lot of these stocks to cool off a little bit before the next leg higher. I do not think we're going to crash from here, though. I think we have more upside regardless of how far we fall, if we fall at all here in the next couple of weeks with the debt ceiling stuff. So look at the dollar real quick. And that's another thing. The dollar is up, too. Like, there's so many different variables going on. And the market doesn't make any sense right now. I mean, the dollar is up 4% since mid-April. And what is QQQ doing? Mid-April is up, what, 12%? So we'll see what happens. The dollar doesn't even matter right now, I guess. I think, personally, that people are probably moving into cash a little bit more here. And that's why the dollar is going up. But again, the market keeps on marching higher, at least QQQ does. So that's my thoughts going forward. I'm expecting a correction either way. Second wave or a big correction, 10% down to 300 to 310. We'll see, but I'll keep you updated here tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe for more updates. And let's see if this finishes below 340. There are a ton of calls at 340 compared to puts, and it doesn't make any sense for it to finish above 340. Anyway, have a good night. Hopefully everyone made some money today.